my God. Team Jiggy Jiggy, getting jiggy with it. Field of wet dreams, getting inundated. If you're 0-3, you wish you had Derrick Henry. Welcome to the People's Pod. Oh man.
Technical errors.
So good.
Yeah. Gosh, Kurt has done it again. I love it. He called me up yesterday to get some themes from the season or from last week. So
I sent him screenshots of all the matchup scores and the standings, and then just told him that Max and I are 0-3. And that's all the context I gave him. So then I just imagine him like trying to match the like team names to the people. Who is Fields of Wet Dreams?
Yeah. And it makes it tough too, because Yahoo doesn't even show all of the characters, even on my giant monitor. Want to be starting somebody?
Got to be starting. Got to be starting.
I like that. Ooh, gotta be starting remix.
Bum, bum. Okay. What is this? Week 3 recap. September 29th of the year of our Lord, Aaron Rodgers, 2021. I don't know why I did that. That felt weird. But
fresh off of your D&D campaign. That's why you did it.
Yes, except in D&D, this is my voice for the character I play.
Ooh, in the Gulag.
He's actually from the great ice fields of the north.
Oh, cool. I heard it's cold up there.
Well, he's a half ice human who can walk on water by creating little ice paths. And one of many things that Glacian can do. It is I, Glacian.
You're literally the Night King coming south, moving to Southern California, taking over our land.
Dude, I wish I was a Night King in D&D. My character is like Sneaky Wop.
Very topical given the conversation in GroupMe right now.
Yes, or the Padres took a 6-5 lead over the Doyers most recently. I'm sure they'll lose. The Padres don't, win things.
No. WAP. Like using WAP wrong.
Weak and pathetic.
It's not what it stands for.
Wings and pizza.
Yes, the show is made for children this week.
Dude, speaking of Mike Brown, he of Black Tide lore and a friend of majority of us, he only texts me baseball stuff, and it's like once a month. And so tonight I got a text right before this podcast saying, Will Myers just help the Giants, ? Because Will Myers is a giant killer, especially at Oracle. And Will Myers has like triple today, runs scored. So yes, Mike, he is helping the Giants.
Ugh. That's good content, though. Tell us about your weekend.
Sure, yeah. So this was actually it was a pretty eventful weekend. So Friday night, Chelsea and I decided to join Curtis at the bowl. Kurt was on a date with a nice 22-year-old who he said he is platonically interested in. Chelsea and I decided to go. The artist Her was playing, H-E-R, all capitals. I had never heard of her before I went to the show. She was amazing. She has a bunch of genres like R&B. She will play acoustic guitar. She like shreds on electric guitar. It's an awesome show. But so Chelsea and I went. It's actually pretty funny. So Kurt hit me up in like a few hours before. It's like, hey, you guys want shroom chocolates? And I was like, I don't know about a shroom chocolate. He's like, how about a half a shroom chocolate for both of you? It's like, okay, yeah, actually, that's great. Mind you, we had taken shroom chocolates on the island with Kurt and like a reggae concert, like 2 months ago. So like we have experienced, both Chelsea and I, with these things. So we meet Kurt, he hands off the chocolate. We spend like 5 minutes with him and he goes back to his platonic date. Chelsea and I split the shroom chocolate and we like go get some food and drink, go back to our seats. Actually, we went to see Brad. Brad was also working at a different section where he's just pouring wine and beer with Bob and Kate and Dave and all of his homies. So we went to visit Brad to get some free booze. When we were there, I was talking to Chelsea and she's like, yeah, I don't feel the edible yet. And I was like, you mean the shroom chocolate? She's like, no, the edible. And I said, no, those are shroom chocolate. It's like we had before. So Chelsea didn't know we were taking shroom chocolates until like 20 minutes after the fact. And so then she's like, wow, I need to get some food right now to like preemptively settle my stomach. So we go get some like snacky things, go back to our seats. We're sitting there. The like second opener is playing. The main act hadn't started yet. Or actually, that guy was done just staying at the stage. And Chelsea's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I said, you should go before like the main act starts. So this is the time. But like all the while, like the last like 15, 20 minutes, she was like, I can't believe you took shrooms. I didn't know about shrooms. Like she just gave me up like very like nervous vibes. And so she goes and I'm like by myself in my seats and like 5 minutes passes, 10 minutes passes, 15 minutes pass. No, it wasn't like that crazy, but like she's gone now for like a long time. And I'm like, fuck, I need to go like save my girlfriend somewhere. And so I message her, long lines at the bathroom, how you doing? And she sends back to me, come up here. And so I'm like, fuck. Go up there to like find her. And she's with a group of friends that we know from volleyball. She's yucking it up, smiles everywhere. I'm like, I literally come up, I'm like, this is the best possible scenario that I could have walked into. So long story short, we ended up like hanging out with them at the concert, going downtown afterwards, meeting up with Brad. And that was a Friday night. And Saturday was just like clean Chelsea's place because I'd been staying there for the last month, pick up the random outdoor furniture at the U, shove everything in the back of our two cars. And then I eventually drove down in the evening. So I got here in San Diego around like 11:45 p.m. Chelsea ended up staying. We had two cars. The plan was that we're both going to go down, but she stayed with her buddy George, who we know, who was visiting, and Khaleesi for like last night. In my mind, I'm like, I got to get down to San Diego tonight so I can watch the games tomorrow morning, right? Yeah. So I get down, unload the car. My brother's here crashing for a little bit. Sunday comes up. I get to watch all the games. My team does terribly, but I still like met the objective of like being against or in front of big TV, my little side TV. I still have like hooked up. So I'm getting 2 games at once. Oh, and my laptop. So I got 3 games going at once. And then on Monday, we went to a trivia night in Pacific Beach. So we had a pretty like jam-packed weekend, or at least the weekend that just passed. So long story short, we're in. That was the final move. Already doing some activities. And yeah.
That's very fun. Oh man, I hate those cryptic tweets or texts. Just like a little context, like I'm over here sweating.
Dude, just literally like I found whoever, Claire. I found Claire. Come up here. Oh, okay, that's great. No, just come up here. And it's like,
just like
I'm like picking up all of our stuff. Like, okay, let's go. It wasn't that much stuff, but it's like leave nothing behind. Who knows if we'll even like come back.
That's pretty smart. I don't know if I would have thought to bring the stuff. Ooh. So this trivia, what was the theme and how did you do?
Oh man, little different. It's teams of up to 4. It was Chelsea, myself, and our friend Danielle, who lives down here. It's done on your mobile phone and the honor system, so already kind of like sketchy, but it's through an app where there's 6 rounds of 3 questions. In each subsequent round, the points go higher, and within a round, you have 3 point totals. So say like 2, 4, 6 that you can assign to any one of the questions, and you only see the questions one at a time, but you see the topics for all of them beforehand. So you'll get like, it's going to be music, history, literature. And then the music question pops up. And then the music question will be like, I don't know, what's like the first name of the guitarist in White Stripes or something, right? It's like, oh, Jack White, very easy. So it's like, I'm going to put all my points into that one because I know. And then the next question comes and the next question. So 6 rounds. At halftime, we were in 5th place. We were crushing it mostly. And then by the end of it, we got like 15th place. The questions got much harder. And we, like some rounds earlier on, we got like 3 out of 3. And we're like, we're going to win. And like fast forward like half hour. And I'm like, where?
Especially knowing that there's some Eric in the crowd just feverishly cheating.
Right. Yeah. It's hard not to think about that. Oh, one question I got that I was super proud of was founded in 1830. This English liquor features a green bottle with a red wax stamp on it.
Oh, is that Jameson?
England. And red wax. So it was Tanqueray was the answer. Tanqueray gin.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was very proud about that one. Among some other ones, like what else did I get? Yeah, we don't need to go through all the questions, but it was fun, and we'll go again. One I did miss, and actually I wanted to bring up on this podcast because we got a lot of baseball fans, is the last perfect game was thrown in 2012. 3 pitchers did it. Name one of the 3 pitchers. My 2 guesses. My first guess was Tim Lincecum, and then I erased it. And my second guess was Roy Halladay.
And
both of those were incorrect.
Oof. Gosh, is it? I don't know. I got nothing for you.
Matt Cain, Felix Hernandez, and then Philip Humber or Huber, some like random dude, right? But I saw like the MLB category and I was like, oh, I fucking got this one. That question comes and I'm like, shit.
That's always how it goes. All right. That's always my experience with trivia.
I felt so close with Tim Lincecum though. I was like 2012 Giants. He threw multiple no-hitters against the Padres. I was like, he's gotta be this guy. Nope, it was his rotation mate.
Yeah, they were nasty back in the day before they got all that big money.
Yeah, you just hate those teams with the big money, fuck them. Am I right?
No, it's the players with the big money that just, start sucking. Anyways.
How was your weekend?
I had a great weekend. It was very fun. Friday night, Ashley went to work, so I just got to be the man of the household. I actually ended up doing like a lot of chores and
like, what do I do with myself? Might as well do some chores.
Yeah. So the previous weave would play 6 hours of World of Warcraft, but that's gone. So instead I did chores, my laundry. I did a ton of SPYU work, which is literally why I quit World of Warcraft, right? So yeah, I felt really good about that. And then, I was able to walk and just picked up Ashley from work and walked home. It was like very nice.
You get a bunch of free sushi?
Yeah. Really a great setup for us because we'll get like these leftovers and it's just like $80 of the finest sashimi that you can buy. Like it's all local. It's crazy. I can't recommend that place enough. And then let's see. So we took it easy. Friday night, we didn't go out after she was off work because we were mobbing down to Orange County. It's her mom's 70th birthday.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was super fun. We hung out with her siblings, all the siblings-in-law. Really fun. I'm starting to like break down those walls. We hung out with her 80-year-old dad. We bought him lunch. And when he first saw me, he saw like my man bun and he just like zero trust, just like been tough. I said the word yoga once and he looked at me and just went back to Ashley, just like, it was comical how like straight out of a movie this interaction was. And so he actually like laughed with me on Saturday. So that was cool. I'm breaking down his barriers.
He's
this,
like, shit, this guy's not going anywhere.
yeah, and he talks sports and he like has a barbecue. Okay, I know. It's weird. But
Yeah, but that's like the next level of him like talking shit. Oh, what model of barbecue did you get? Oh, yeah.
no, actually, super logical about it. He's like, you don't need some crazy expensive thing, like, does it cook meat? Perfect. It's a barbecue. Like, nice, kudos. Um, so
I was
yeah.
imagining like Ashley having a conversation with him before you show up, like, Aaron just got a new barbecue. He's very excited about it. If you could say some nice compliments about it, that would really mean a lot to me, Dad. All right, fine, honey. I'll talk about Aaron barbecue, I guess.
That's so funny. I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, so yeah, it was great. I've really like, this is super funny. Ashley and I have had a conversation about how I'm winning the hearts of all of her nieces and nephews. Like one of her nieces is like obsessed with playing with me, which sounds kind of weird, but it's just fun, right? Like these little kids are just balls of energy, and they're way less dramatic than adults can be at times, So I'll just like go hang out at the kids' table and just be a goofball. Let Ashley hang out with her siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're like starting to recognize me and like, oh, Aaron, like they know my name now, and so it's really, that's super fun.
You brought a
But
frisbee to any of these events?
I keep forgetting to
This
bring
is
a
how you
J
guess how you get them. So now you're already in with the kids. Next time, bring a frisbee. Maybe leave it with them. See what happens.
They're getting a J star for sure. Two of them. So that's super cool. And then they're like obsessed with Marvel characters. So like, just it's really odd having a conversation with like a 5-year-old about Marvel, but the kids seem to love it. Like none of the adults watch Marvel in their lives, and so like for them, I don't know, just kind of treating them like normal human beings a little bit in that regard. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah, and then football Sunday, we were doing more rounds, hung out with Maxwell.
Awesome.
Super fun. Yeah. Love Max and Kelly to death. Little baby Zoe is such a chiller. She just like hung out, like the perfect baby for football Sunday. She just napped on the couch, like all day. Woke up, Kelly fed her, back on the couch with us. And baby Liam is just a stud. Like he was chilling under the TV, just throwing things at us. We'd catch it, throw it back to him.
Is he catching? Can he catch?
He's not catching yet, but he's got a cannon. Yeah. And apparently, little Zoe is bigger than Liam
Whoa.
at like the same time point. Yeah. So two future stud Ultimate players.
I was gonna say Liam doesn't have to catch if he's gonna be an offensive lineman.
Yeah. If you could send your kid down one professional path, which would it be?
Like professional sports or literally any path? Sports. Not football because of the brain damage. I want to say baseball. I feel like it's not as bad for your body unless like you're a pitcher and you get Tommy John, but even that is like not horrendous. And you make like the most money, right? I think compared to basketball players, baseball players make way more money.
Yeah, unless you're like one of the top dogs. Yeah, I would go baseball as well. Like careers seem to last longer.
Yeah.
There, even for journeymen. So yeah, that's fun. Liam, baseball player. And we know Max likes baseball, so that's cool. Yeah. Then my final update is basically just a lot of planning for SBYU. Met with the other coaches on Monday. We like planned out our schedule for the season.
Oh, nice.
A lot of logistics work. Yeah. Super juiced on it.
Are they able to like travel and play, or what's like? Can you even compete?
Yeah, it's like everything is just wide open.
It's
Like
wide open, so
no
you're basically back on the same schedule as like traveling to other high schools in the area,
yeah,
including that like super ritzy one that you stomp on and then get free dinner.
yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, the field that we had normally reserved, like they had turnover with their field director, and so we were late to the game with
F.
this season. Yeah, so like we just got dropped off the radar in that transition. So they rented out their fields to soccer youth leagues. So like the whole field is just covered with soccer teams. They have like 24 teams practice over the course of 5 hours. It's insane, like in all age ranges too. So we like hang out in the back corner by the bathroom where the grass is like a little bit wet. So that's like less than ideal. So we like can't host any games.
Mm.
So we get to go away for all of our games and get free meals at these ritzy boarding schools. So that's super fun. Anyways, that's a lot. I feel like we are the like this segment is like Matthew Berry's love hate like article where he just talks about random nonsense from his life that everybody kind of reads, but also like loves to just skip just to get to the meat.
Dude, it's same with the Athletic. There's some like ranking articles or sleeper articles or whatnot, waiver wire, where the first it basically is like an essay about some random topic, like top 15 Friends episodes and like the ones that barely didn't make the cut and why, or this like actors, you know, most like unknown appearances in movies and whatnot. It's like, okay, dude, like, yeah, but like this is not why I clicked on this article.
Yeah. Luckily, all of our friends love us and care about.
I wonder how many of them just like skip, 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 skip. All right, now they're talking about the actual shit. Move back up a little bit. Let me back up a little bit.
I think Max and Scott for sure.
I've had quite a introspective week since the last time we spoke in terms of fantasy football. First, Stu kind of came in the group me and was like, it'd be great not to be the butt of a joke or the picked as the most complainy, or had all my like fab bids like talk shit on or picked against. So that kind of got me like, are we a little too mean? And then my team was doing all fucking shitty. And so remember when Stu was doing like the positive vibes only in his podcast for a little bit? I've been like toying with that idea, but I don't know if I'm able to do that. So I'm gonna attempt to do that.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. The WWE would not be entertaining if it was all baby faces, right? If it was all good guys, it'd just be boring because everybody would take the high road. You need to have the opposite. You need to have heels. And I find it a bit ironic that the most like outspoken shit talker of our league is complaining about being shit talked against. And I'll leave it at that because I do know like everybody's a little bit sensitive around these times.
I was gonna ask, who is a non-heel in our league?
Bacon, non-heel. Adam, non-heel. Let's see. That's it. I think maybe
I don't know if Adam's not a heel, and my elbow still is fucked up from a draft weekend. So
I think we need to
throwing it out there
film and see who the antagonist of that.
I'm sure perfectly innocent little angel Colin didn't get to end any arguments with anybody over that weekend.
We're talking about innocent little angels. O'Malley is the most innocent of them all. He has been systematically kept in the cellar year after year, despite his best efforts, all of his hard-earned money. He's paying the same dues that we are, and he's not getting the same chance in this league.
Funding Bill's travels like the rest of us.
I know, motherfucker.
Where is O'Malley right now? 2-1. What? God damn it.
I know, he just won the money too.
Dude, some people are just Taking up the aim, but we'll get there now, won't we? Next segment. I'll toss this one to you.
Atonement. Atonement.
So for this atonement, we got some corn royal for me.
Yeah, I'm rolling whiskey. That whiskey shot that I took for Adam and like the ones that we did last week for the pod have started. Whiskey is just giving me heartburn. It's really brutal. So obviously tequila will make it better, especially when I mix it with some lime.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Have you just been like chomping at the bit to get to this section to have that big reveal?
I've been so giddy for this.
Can you do this? I would have loved for you just to like swig out of a bottle and then squirt lime in your mouth. Maybe we'll talk about fantasy football eventually on this podcast.
This is for you, Gall.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's delightful.
So are you taking a atonement shot for the league, or do we feel that we haven't really been atone worthy?
That atonement was for you. I think that we were good last week. That shot that I just took right now was for the bet that we made about the Carolina Panther defense point spread, 7 points over under difference with the Tennessee Titans. I explained that terribly, but I think that 7 points was a phenomenal line. Well done. You should, if you ever don't find your way in your current career path, Vegas could use you well. I think that Carolina would have probably gotten an interception if Mr. Joe Horn hadn't got hurt. And that was the difference. You know, you can't fuck with injuries.
Yes. Well, they didn't put up even close to 20 points, is what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess we've been perfect this last week. I'll just take this in solidarity with you, which is kind of baloney because I won that bet against you, but whatever. Cheers.
Yeah. It's good content for the fam. Just recurring segments that we have. We roasted P. Bleep big time for his quarterback play. Fields got the start this week, and PB Lee did not start his namesake. He rolled with Kirk Cousins, and it was super smart of him to do so.
Cleveland's no joke as a defense, right?
Oh yeah.
Like Fields bombed like historically, but they're still like in the defense you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, this is something that I really don't understand with my Niner co-fans, not even just in our league, but like around the world. We are seeing all of these other rookie quarterbacks just flounder and just be shitty, you know? I saw a meme on Sunday where it was just like defenses shooting at a baby that was labeled Trey Lance, and Jimmy G was just standing there and just taking all the bullets, right?
Yep.
Protecting him. And I love it. I think that's the smartest play. Let the kid grow. Like, he took a season off. He's only played like one season of college ball at
because he's still like scoring touchdowns in every game too. He comes in, runs in the end zone. Yeah. All right, good job, Buckaroo. Back to the bench.
Yeah. And it's like we're not that far removed from Mahomes sitting behind Alex Smith for 7 games or whatever it was before Alex Smith got hurt.
Dude, there's a long ass history of it with Rodgers and Favre, with Rivers and Breeze. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Just let the kid develop. Don't treat him like Trevor Lawrence, and look how good Trevor Lawrence is.
Not.
Yeah.
Same with fucking Zach Wilson. Those guys are trial by fire for sure.
I loved that TikTok video so much of the kid lighting him up. You saw it?
What are these two guys doing? They're just like two linemen blocking nobody. Yeah,
they're looking at each other. Oh man, that's so good. That kid's got a future. He's a bright kid. The next thing, recurring segment, is our Robbie Anderson versus Antonio Brown season-long bet.
I've not fully pushed the panic button on Robbie Anderson, by the way. He was supposed to be one of my backup. If one of my top 3 guys doesn't perform, throw in Robbie Anderson, no problem. well, there's a problem.
Yeah, big. I knew that. I knew that going into the season. Like when Robbie Anderson had success in New York, it was with Fitzmagic chucking him the ball, and whenever Darnold was playing, Robbie Anderson mysteriously disappeared. I don't think they like each other. I think Sam Darnold did something to Robbie Anderson's mom.
I think it's the routes that he's running, because I read that with that, what'd you call him, Teddy Two Gloves. With Teddy Two Gloves, Robbie Anderson ran a bunch of like short crosses and then ran. Whereas with Darnold, he's just running like the deep. He's just like running deep every single time and not getting it.
Yeah, just doing wind sprints.
And then like DJ Moore is like doing those route cross. Oh, and he gets like fucking 10 targets a game, 125 yards and a touchdown.
Keenan. He reminds me of Keenan. That's so funny.
Anyway, I interrupted you.
Yeah, well, it's gone. Oh yeah, no, basically, with only playing 2 games, Antonio Brown is still beating Robbie Anderson, despite the non-injury that we were so giddy to address last week.
Hey, I'm very enthusiastic about a lot of things. Okay, I'm a giddy guy.
You are a giddy guy.
Speaking of giddy guy, the Padres now lead the Dodgers 9-5 and have scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th.
Oh, woof. That's not good.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, next
Dodgers.
Shot bet on the points. Yeah. Oh, what happened? Something got deleted. Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, I won the shot bet between the defenses. Fun little tidbit that I just looked up. If Stu had, there's actually a second level to this. So if Stu would have not paid the perfect exact amount for his defense, because everyone makes the best value wagers for sure, and no one ever overthrows, especially at $69 for a running back that only played 1 game and scored less than 10 points is perfectly acceptable. Stu won by about, 18 points in his matchup this last week. The Green Bay Packers, the defense he dropped, scored 7 points, and the Carolina Panthers, who he picked up, scored 8 points. So his net change would have been 1 point. Still would have got the victory. Again, there's lots of subtext. It's a season-long defense and yada, yada, yada. But I thought that was interesting to compare the last defense and if it would have affected his matchup. But we shall see. Throwing myself into this conversation, as I am wont to do, the Cardinals defense scored 21 points, who I spent $7 on Fab. They're actually the only person on my team that scored a touchdown, if you can believe it, beyond Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback. So that was how my week went, and I lost. So maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Are you on Team Yahoo notifications or no notifications?
It's hard to say because I didn't get very many notifications on Sunday. No, I'm on team notifications. Although there's too many. I wish you could like pick and choose. It seems like it's an all or none. Like, for instance, I'll get like CeeDee Lamb, big play, 44-yard reception. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh, he just scored a 44-yard touchdown. No, it's just a big play. Also, your players in the red zone, those are kind of annoying, right? Like, show me fucking touchdowns. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, that's super annoying. I've been on team no notification for a couple of years now, and it's been a night and day for my like Sunday sanity, especially when you get multiple leagues providing you updates. It's really, I know that I'm only in one league, promise, but if I were to be in other leagues and have notifications, then it would be just really too much. For those of you that are like kind of annoyed by it, try no notifications. It's easier to be happier if you're not finding success.
It's pretty funny to talk about the potential for other leagues, because as Lamb of Rod has been doing not so great, halfway through Sunday, maybe Sunday night, I'll go to Chelsea. I'll be like, how's Lamb Bam Thank You Ma'am doing? Oh, I'm winning my matchup, but my opponent has someone. Who else has he got? Who do you got? What are the stakes? oh, does he have? And she'll be like, oh, damn, who's this Smith guy? Oh, Devonta Smith on the Eagles just scored. CD Lamb, how you?
Oh, man. Is there money on the line for her league?
Same stakes as our league, except it's 14 teams.
Oh, hell yeah. So she's trying to make some money.
She's 2-1 currently. Yeah.
Nice work. See, that's always how I feel. I do way better in my work league because we draft in our league. And then I really have a sense of like what a real league draft's like. And then I go into my work league draft. And then, you know, I'm with slightly worse players. Sure, that's fine. But like, you know, I've got familiarity, and I always draft better the second real draft. I always do better. But yeah, anyways, that would be, you know, theoretically.
A hypothetical, yeah.
Theoretically, I would draft better. So,
what's our last tone here? This
is super fun. This is relevant to the League Pick'em boys. There have been 3 matchups where every single person has selected one team to win, and in that week, they end up losing. So this past week, I was matched up against Bill. Everybody, including myself, chose Blood Diamond Bill to win this matchup.
Including myself.
And, you know, your boy came through, David versus Goliath style. I took down CMC. I whacked him with a machete on his hamstring. And then I also stomped on Dalvin Cook's ankle on my way out. Hit and run, 2 for 1. It was a huge swing for me. Went from potentially starting, I don't even know who at running back, to Alexander Madison.
Yeah, that's huge. The backup play.
I know. So that's really cool.
So the 3 teams that have been unanimously picked against have won.
Yeah. One of those teams being Team Jiggy Jiggy, the unanimous first place team. It's crazy.
And Omals as well.
Yeah. Wow. I'm honored to be in the same company. Next segment, shall we?
Yes. So some fun, quote unquote, storylines, fun storylines. Maybe this actually should have gone to the hate to love to see it section, but age-old rivals, Max and Colin, who've yet to play each other this season, are both 0-3. And so I was going to postulate to you and to all your league members, if you want to throw in the group me when you're listening to this, who gets the first win? Max or Colin? Not to look ahead, but this week, Colin is playing, fuck am I playing? Pebs, that's right. And Fields of Wet Dreams. Pebs is 1-2 at 9th. I'm 0-3 at 12th. And Max, who is 11th, is playing Team Jiggy Jiggy this week, who is the aforementioned Jigmeister. So that's just the stakes for this week. I don't know if either one of us are favored. I mean, Max might have a little tougher matchup there, but my team has been pretty bad. So to you, fellow league members, who gets the first W, Max or Colin?
Holy Toledo. This is crazy. This is a matchup. Max versus Team Jiggy Jiggy. This is a matchup that has a league pick'em 6 versus 0
written all over it. Mm-hmm.
I think that you might have to overcome that voodoo that's in the league.
Well, I'm hoping that I get the same treatment as I'm 0-3, and I get unanimously picked against. I'm picking against myself this week. So, but anyway, what do you think, or do you want to like marinate on it for a little bit?
Gosh. Max's team is too explosive to continue to be as bad as it has been. Like Diggs and Tyreek putting up less than 10 points at the same time.
I think you podcaster cursed him.
I might have.
When you said these 3 guys are going to score 90 points, he has lost ever since then.
All right.
Although
this is for Max. Hold up.
Oh yeah, same thing. How about both at the same time? Are you skilled enough?
It sounds messy, but
you gotta move forward. We can't see you. Yeah, get real up in the camera.
We'll take down the background just to
So yeah, while you figure that out, in Max's defense, Josh Allen, I guess in your defense, Josh Allen put up 37 points this last weekend. There you go. Nice job. However, it was against the football team, Max's football team.
That was fun. That was a fun to be
game
in
within the game.
life with him. Yeah. Suffering through that and owning Emmanuel Sanders the way that I own players.
Oh, you were there with him. That's right. Wow. And that was a 10 a.m. game because they're both East Coast teams. Oh, that's very fun.
So it was the classic fantasy player football fan conundrum of like, okay, well, they're in the red zone. So if they're going to score, it might as well be Diggs or Emmanuel Sanders or Josh Allen Rush, like, okay, like let's cheer for those three specific situations.
And then we have your boy and now my boy, Mr. Zach Moss. 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks, baby. Let's see what happens this next week.
I don't want to talk about it.
I haven't started him yet. As soon as I start him, he'll get 2 points. That's just how it's going to be.
I really wish that they had mentioned that he was injured when it was a healthy scratch. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this guy? He's clearly,
I got to spend $69 perfectly priced on this Niners running back who is 100% healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Next fun storyline to you, sir.
Yeah. The double tight end strategy flopped, but it didn't matter. That's crazy. Hawk and Cock came back down to earth. Gronk came back down to earth. They both combined for 9.5 points total, which most of us are just hoping from one tight end right now. That's how bad the tight end landscape is. So that's super fun.
Next section, we got listener questions. Okay, that section's over with. Next section. Fab.
Pour one out for the listeners who just are notably absent this week.
Yeah, all 16 subscribers must be too busy, today. I think I put it out there like 8 a.m., but no worries,
It's fine. It takes a village or just two.
You gotta be like,
no. Next time we'll should we live call into somebody's car? Terrible content.
Oh, that's funny. So next week is week of the wedding.
Yes.
So maybe some surprises will be coming for the group next week.
Oh, fun.
Keep an ear out. Maybe if you had submitted a question, you'd be included in that. If not, now who knows?
We get to play. Who do we want on the pod? Maybe we'll just have a segment where we just interview. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Next section. Yeah. Bad budget. It's the weekly budget talk. Who spent too much money? Who spent the perfect amount of money?
Nobody spent too much money because everybody had perfectly valued and logical bids, and they will tell you about it in the group me. So to everyone, gold star for all.
I'm so proud of you for trying to be kind, but this is where the heel comes in and smash. I do want to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals purchase, $14. This is awesome because the Carolina defense went for $15, right? So that set a precedent of the going.
Was it 16?
16, sure.
$16.
$16, right? Okay, so Brad, he's putting in 14. He's comfortable spending that money. But
the next closest bid was 3.
3, right, exactly. So this commodity was clearly less valuable to the league overall. But I just love this aspect of Stu set the market at $16. So that's really fun to me. You did the same shit to me when you posted $78 for Elijah Mitchell, right?
75.
Okay.
Which I never would have paid, by the way.
Right. But it was in my mind, right? And so Brad, he put his money in with this Panthers bid in mind. Potentially, I don't know. He could also just have been in England or Africa or at the shitty kitty when he put his bid in and not knowing anything. But I think it's cool in my mind that like the market plays a role in future bids, right? So that's fun. That's
Yeah.
all that I wanted to mention. And if last week's Gall were here, I think that you would be roasting him for bidding so much when the next closest bid was only $3.
It's hard to roast someone who doesn't listen to the podcast. So much so, I actually doubt that he even knows how much Stu spent on Carolina. So much so that I'd be willing to buy Brad a very expensive dinner if he can come back to me and say that he has listened to this podcast. And I can ask him a random question about part of the segment. And if he answers it correctly, I'll buy him a nice steak dinner when I'm there next weekend.
Oh, fun.
And I doubt that ever will come to fruition because there's no way he's going to listen to this podcast.
So we have 16 subscribers and one of them is not Sones. Scott listens to this and Sones doesn't. That's crazy. I love it. I love this league. There's so many surprises. Oh, how cool.
A few more things in this section. Well, I don't want to take your notes, but I do want to give you a shout out for Emmanuel Sanders. That's pretty sweet. Him blowing up like that. Like that's waiver wire gold. I am curious if it's sustainable or not, right? Like we shall see. But I mean, you've got zero, you plug and played him. I was giving you shit for it last week and he blew up. So good job on that one.
Thank you kindly. I'm happy that you took that one. Because I didn't want to just talk about myself. Great I am with the waiver wire.
Isn't that what this whole podcast is about? Just talking about ourselves?
Yeah. Elijah Mitchell is going to come back healthier, stronger than ever, and he's going to be an RB1 for the rest of the season. It's going to be great.
That's exactly right. You spent the perfect amount on him because you scattered him well, and he's going to bring your team to the championship first place, just like everyone else's team is going to get first place in all these acquisitions they're making.
That sounds like I'm not getting first place. If somebody else is getting first place, I'm not getting first place. But I want to call out how nice it is to get like validated by somebody, right? Like you just complimented my Emmanuel Sanders play. Gosh, like draft weekend, you make a pick and you sit down and like Adam leans over. He's like, "Hey, that was a nice pick," you know, like good job. Good job. Your draft's looking pretty cool right now. You know, it's just like, thank you. I know I probably said this before, but just like little validations, like, oh, smart move, great managerial move there.
It's called words of affirmation. It's a love language that you and I share.
Oh yeah. Amongst other things that we share in love.
What? The double eye blink?
This chemistry is off the charts.
Speaking of chemistry, I don't have a very good segue to that. Speaking of chemistry, I just want to say that I have given myself a complex after last year. So I feel like when you're in the position that I am in, I'm not quite in the super panic mode yet because what separates me in first place is 2 wins, right? So like not super crazy, but around this time last year, I dropped Brandon Cooks after he had been sucking ass, and I chose between him and Alvide Zacchaeus on the Falcons because Julio Jones was banged up and Zacchaeus was coming off of like a 12-point performance. And so I dropped Brandon Cooks. Max turns around and spends a bunch of money, fab, on him. And then Brandon Cooks blows up for the rest of the year. And then I do not go to the playoffs. And so now I have these decisions I'm making. Whereas like Jalen Reagor, he's scoring less than 10 points a week. Maybe I want to like spend $15 on Peyton Barber to try and get 1 win or my first win next week and then drop Reagor. Or Robbie Anderson's been sucking dick. Like, do I need to cut bait because like he sucks or hold on to him? So now I feel like I'm overcorrecting from last year. And again, we're 3 weeks in. We'll see what happens. But that definitely is in like the forefront of my mind as I'm like thinking about these moves that I'm now like tepidly making on the fab market.
Gosh. I think it's really freeing to have the ability to just cut a player loose and like play with the fab market for sure. I mean, I'm hoping that this year Zach Moss doesn't continue his trend of being very good. That's so brutal. And it just like that takes me back to draft weekend where like we're all judging each other's teams and some people are feeling good, some people are feeling bad, and we truly don't know, right? Like Brad Sones, first round and third round pick, we're just like scratching our heads. What the fuck? Here we are heading into week 4, first place, you know? So large part of fantasy is luck. A lot of it comes to skill, but a lot of it is also just luck. And so don't be too hard on yourself, buckaroo.
Stream conscious, baby.
Yeah.
Next section. League picks a leaderboard. So I actually have a bone to pick with you. I had to edit this section because you did not award me my correct points when I went through it. You gave everybody else the correct points, but didn't edit my points and left me down in the fucking cellar with yourself. Whereas that's not where I belong. I'm in second place right now.
Yeah, that's on me. I actually edited this very poorly where I didn't realize that the current week's or last week's like record was on the same page. And so it was just a whole kerfuffle. So
a kerfuffle, the user error.
Yeah.
Streaming through them, Adam's got 11 points. In first place, he went 3-3 last week. Stu and myself have 10 points in second. Stu went 4-2. I went 3-3. O'Malley's and Pebs are now tied for fourth at 9 points. O'Malley went 2-4. Pebbles went 4-2. Mr. Weaver went 1-5. He picked one game correctly. What game was that?
Team Jiggy Jiggy.
Jiggy. Okay, that's the shoe-in one, so to speak. 7 points. And then Bacon, probably the last time he will appear on this picks leaderboard, as he forgot to submit picks 2 weeks in a row. And if he does 3 weeks in a row, there's probably no point in mentioning his points, although he started out so strong.
Yeah, super strong. I would love to see the triumphant return of Bako, because 1 in 5 weeks can happen. And if it just so happens to happen with all of these other teams picking.
He definitely is not out of it yet, but does he take the effort to submit picks again? 2 weeks is a trend, no picks.
We're considering week 1 submission as you are committed to paying this money, son of a.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's right, Bacon. You know what? Don't submit any more picks and give us your money.
Yeah, you son of a bacon.
You son of a bacon. Next section.
Yeah, we got to move this thing along. You hate to love to see it. All right, so for me, this one is very relevant. You hate to love to see it. Another round of brutal injuries. I was playing Blood Diamond Bill. When I saw Christian McCaffrey put up 5 points, I celebrated. You know, I thought like, wow, defense really stepped up this week, not like realizing that he got hurt because I was coaching the Ninos, right? So, yeah, you hate to love to see it, right? Like, I was expecting to have 40 points against me, and instead it was only like 20, which is great after Thursday night. But yeah, Julio Jones, AJ Brown, CMC, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Gronk for a little bit, Juju, James White, KJ Hamler, Dalvin Cook with a late inactive, right? Like these are competitors. These are people that should be in your
being counted upon.
Yeah. So that's brutal. So Bill not only lost CMC, but also Darius Slayton. And that was also because he had another injured receiver. So shockingly, you know, I was the IR bandit there for a second, but I'm not alone anymore. There's a lot of teams in our league that are dealing with brutal fantasy injuries. You hate to love to see it.
Yes. Hopkins was questionable all the way up until Sunday, and then he put up less than 4 points. And Julio sat like the entire fourth quarter, both guys in my lineup. Rough, very rough.
Yeah, in that case, you hate to see it. There's no love. There's no love there.
Hate to see it. Yes, I hate it. I hate it. Where the hell is Julio? I was like, AJ Brown's out. Oh, this means money for Julio. Oh wait, he's out too.
Yeah.
F.
Did you see? Yeah, there's like theories that he tweaked his knee on some Garbo play, and then they just took him out. So like,
I have not dove into it, but he is currently questionable for this next weekend.
yeah,
Although the Tennessee defense did come through for me, and by me I mean to make sure they got that 7-point cushion reduced to 5, so you have to take that shot.
woof. Yeah, you want to take this next one?
Sure, yeah. So
Oh,
I think you have I can comment on it. I literally put in the chat multiple times. Like what I think one comment I made was crazy ending to a half. Am I right? And then like later on, this game is lit because it was fucking great. A lot of lead swings, right? It was like Packers were up at half, but then the Niners got the ball and they scored, and then now they bring it in, and Rodgers gets some time left on the clock. Like Pebbles was saying, kind of questionable play calling or maybe playing by Juszczyk there, not like taking it down to the 1 and then kneeling it or something, as opposed to securing that touchdown. But highly entertaining.
highly entertaining. Yeah, we were driving back from Orange County during this game, and so I was like, I had the game cast up, and it's loading slowly, and I'm just
yeah.
the plays, and so I didn't get to see a lot of the drama, but I stupidly realized that Yahoo Fantasy app has game streaming availability, and I'd closed it earlier in the day because I was just sick of it being part of my screen. So I was like, I wonder if it's available for Sunday Night Football. And I go to like the Yahoo Fantasy homepage, which is just truly abysmal, like a nightmare. But there in like 3/4 of the screen is like the Sunday Night Football stream. And so I tuned in for the last 2 minutes, and that was just so fun to watch. But yeah, it's one of those games where, you hate to lose, but you love to see a fun, competitive game. It reminds me of the Aviators going to Texas for the game of the week against the Austin Soul back in like 2019, 2018. And, we lost on a buzzer beater, but it was just like such a fun game. It was like so many highlights. Evan Lepler was there, the main announcer for Ultimate, and like I had a great game, so that probably why I like it so much. And I wasn't even mad that we lost because it was just like so fun. Like Aviators went down big in the beginning, and then we crawled back only to lose with a buzzer beater. I don't know. That's just like everybody that was in attendance and watching that game was the victor, I think.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's good for business, these types of games.
How you feeling this next weekend with the date with the Rams?
Dude, I love the Niners, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident.
The Rams just beat up on the Bucks.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I can't sit here and say that Jimmy G is better than Tom Brady or more mobile, but at the same time, I don't know. The Buccaneers were without Antonio Brown, and so that's why they were really struggling. Plus, the Niners will have Elijah Mitchell, so they'll have an actual running game. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
This is a quick week 3 matchup review. Again, Gall goes 3-3 in his picks. Evan beat myself in not a close matchup. For a second there, I thought I was going to get high spotted, but that honor actually got to Pebbles, 61 points in his matchup. Yeah, Evan takes the win over me. I picked myself. I lost. Do you remember who you picked? Oh, you picked me because you only got one one of these things right. Yes.
I got a lot wrong last
We
week.
both picked me. Team Jiggy Jiggy takes down Pebs, 61-point differential. That's a beatdown. Any consolation, Pebs, you would have beat me last week. Let's see. Next, O'Malley took down Bako, which I had right. That was again, damn. Yeah, a lot of high scores over here. O'Malley takes the money with that one. Dude, poor Bacon. How many teams would he have beat that won? Actually, nobody. Bacon would have lost to all winning teams. Huh.
Very
But
fun.
would have beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams.
It was the best of the consolation teams.
It's yeah. Stu,
Normally
beat
what?
Max. I picked Max 2 weeks in a row, and I've been wrong. So I buckaroo that one again, 18 points.
Yeah. Can we talk real quick about the shit show that the Eagles were? Like Miles Sanders was averaging like 14 yards a carry or something.
Very strange. After week 1, Dallas did not have a good showing, and I was like, oh, they're going to be just walked upon. And then 2 weeks later, they're winning by double digits. Yeah, the Cowboys are a better team. I was watching a little bit of this game while playing trivia, and there's a pick 6 where the receiver Devonta Smith fell down, right? So that's rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the like skill offensive players didn't really do much for the Eagles.
I saw a tweet that Jalen Hurts is going to be without 3 or 4 of his starting linemen this next week. Oh.
Let's see, who are they playing? They are playing Kansas City, who has a not good defense. That should be a fun game.
Yeah.
That'll be back and forth. Where are we left off? Stu beat Max. You beat Bill. Bill got the low score of the week. If you were to make 5 guesses as to who the low scorer would have been last week, Bill would not have been in there. If you were to make 10 guesses, he probably wouldn't have been in there, you know?
Yeah.
And then Wannabe starting Sutton, who I think is on a 2-game winning streak, takes down Scott.
Yeah, it's crazy how bad I am at picking these fantasy teams. Every team that I like is just not good. Last year I loved Evan's team. Poor guy couldn't buy a win. Like, what? I don't know what it takes to be good in fantasy, it turns out. That's why I have a podcast.
So we can talk about what we don't know. Well, if it's any consolation, and this is what I'm clinging to my shreds of hope with, is the separation between first place and last place is 2 wins.
Yeah, but that's just an issue for me. You know, like I really need those like dominant teams to beat up on everybody else.
Really need it.
I got the W against Bill. Now I need Bill to just go on an absolute tear and just mess everybody else up.
Dude,
That's
get
correct.
this notification. Cody Bellinger hits a solo home run in the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers tie the Padres 9-9.
I'm so glad that you brought it up because I was about to do that.
Are you watching or did you get a notification?
You know,
you motherfucker.
I'm big on Gamecasts right now.
Oh, Gamecast. I guess that's a little different. Anyway, into this week's matchups.
Yeah. Super funny though, because Belly has just been so abysmal all year long. I'm so happy for him.
One bright spot for all non-Dodger fans.
Boo.
In any case, let's go to Menage a Trois versus Jamar Laxon. What are you feeling in this matchup?
Okay. Oh, this is a fun matchup. I really, really liked it. Let me pop over to it. I've got notes here, but I need names. because my notes are wide receiver advantage to Stu,
Okay.
running back and quarterback advantage to O'Malley, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So I'm choosing Stu.
Interesting. I'm choosing O'Malley. And I'm choosing O'Malley because Harris had a lot of work last week, especially in the reception realm. You should get that again. Eckler has been phenomenal. Robinson also had a good game, surprisingly, and he's playing Thursday night. I think the Jaguars are shifting their offense towards when it's going to cater more to Lawrence and like bring him along. We're talking about these rookie quarterbacks are getting fucking dominated. I agree with you that the receivers do sort of tend to go in Stu's direction, except I think Johnson on the Steelers is not going to play. So Claypool would have an elevated role. T. Higgins is not going to play for the Jaguars. So Tyler Boyd will have an elevated role. And Jarvis Landry is still out. So OBJ will have an elevated role. So I think their projections currently are lower than what they collectively can score. And then with Mahomes being Mahomes, and then if you want to throw in the defense, the Saints, who have a good defense going against the Giants, versus Carolina and Dallas, which should be a shootout. I'm going O'Malley.
Yeah, I really, I think this is a very fun matchup. And you called T. Higgins being out, but I think that benefits Jamar Chase more.
That's very fun. Good call. That's one of the things in here that the Boyd versus Chase.
It's so annoying when you have those matchups where it's just like, if I'm scoring or if they're scoring, then, I'm not scoring, vice versa. That is effed.
Yeah. Imagine having the 1A running back to a 1B running back, where the 1B running back catches a lot of receptions, and the 1A running back who you own scores less than 10 points, and the 1B running back scores 23 points in a offense and you lose your matchup. Imagine. Next matchup, we got
one more comment about this. I think Stu's lineup may change before weekend, right? Depending on if he really needs Henderdog to be healthy for this matchup. Otherwise, he's gonna have to roll with Trey Sermon or potentially Peyton Barber, which I don't think you're happy about it, or Mark Ingram against Buffalo at Buffalo. So that's a storyline to follow as well. I think that Stu maybe, I'm picking him despite this questionableness. It's very fun. I love it. I'm rolling the dice on Stu here.
Who plays if not Henderson? It's got to be Sermon, right?
It depends on if Elijah Mitchell is healthy. I'm not giving fantasy advice, but if I were Stu, I would not answer this question.
Apparently, both the Chiefs and the Chargers have the absolute worst run defense. So if he's choosing between Peyton Barber and Trey Sermon, and Josh Jacobs is equally banged up, could be a consideration.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are going to go into that decision for sure.
Basically, if Henderson is not playing, he's fucked. So what's happening? Next matchup, we got Lansing in the Mooney Light versus the Landry Down Under. What do you think?
I really love your accent. I think it's brutal for poor Scott that 7 of his players have questionable tags. That sucks. Again, going back to the IR Bandit, I'm not the only person that's been touched by the injury bug so far. I am choosing Bill, and my notes here say TB12 returns to Boston with a fury. I think Bill makes a free agent pickup straight into the starting lineup. I actually thought that he would buy Hunter Renfrow.
He did.
He did.
So he's not in the lineup now, currently.
I can see that happening if Deontay Johnson or Darnell Mooney don't end up making the start. He picked up 2 receivers. So either I predict Renfro or Kendrick Bourne get the start for Bill's team, and I think that these cues for old Scott give him the L this week.
This is very fun because I'm taking Scott in this one.
Damn, am I gonna have another fucking over?
This is good. No, this is good because earlier on in the podcast we're choosing on the same people, and now we're choosing different people. So this is a positive thing. And plus, your picking is absolutely terrible, so that means that Scott, you're now guaranteed this win. I like Scott because of Aaron Jones, JTT, and DeAndre Swift. Plus, Kyler Murray is got to be like QB number 1 or 2 right now. So that's who I'm leaning on. Okay. I think Pittsburgh defense, actually, you know this intimately, is not as fearsome as they have been. Aaron Jones is 1 week removed from scoring fucking 4 touchdowns. JTT, who is getting like the most red zone carries. He's like, there's terrible luck, but he's up against a Miami team who they don't have their like true starting quarterback, so they're kind of listless. Although they did give a good fight to the Raiders, but the Raiders still put up like 31 on them, right? So I think JTT can get that action. And then Swift is really good. So
you're just ignoring Juju hurt. Also has been garbage. Pascal, okay, he's a TD dependent receiver now. Elijah Moore concussed out of his skull, also on the Jets. Come on.
Not. You want to make this interesting? If you're so confident.
I'm way down to bet on Blood Diamond Bill. Yeah, let's go.
You want to bet a shotgun?
God, no, but I'll bet.
How confident are you in your pick?
Well, I don't want to throw up. That's the
mind you, Bill just put up 85 points last week. Okay, so same exact team, except now he's got Hubbard instead of CMC in there.
No, it's true. You know what? I'll bet a shotgun on this matchup. And if I throw up, then you have to do something terrible. If I throw up on video, then you have to. Well, if I just throw up, then you
don't throw up on video. Yeah.
Yeah. If I throw up after the shotgun, then you have to do a shotgun out of sympathy.
Deal.
It's not much for you, but
that's okay. I'm sure you won't force yourself to throw up. So, all right, you're taking Bill. I'm taking Scott.
I don't want to.
Next matchup, we're doing Hooked on Stephonics versus Team Jiggy. Now, right now, their projected points are separated by 0.11.
Yeah, it's so fun. Max's team is not worthy of the 0-3 record that he has. Okay, so I'm going to read my notes because, they're there. I took them for a reason. Is it Zen? Is it hedonism?
Oh, my God.
Who would have guessed Mike Williams and Cooper Kupp would be better than Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs up to this point? I'm going to choose the team that is currently in first place over the team that is currently in not last place. I think it's so crazy to me that this has played out the way that it has. It just is such a good reminder that fantasy is fickle, and I'm still waiting for that 30-30-30 game from Maxwell. Knock on wood.
Fickle is a great way to describe fantasy. I'm also taking Brad. I don't think you can bet against the hot hand. Obviously goes without saying, better days ahead for both Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs. But haven't really liked what I've seen out of Miles Sanders. We touched about it a little bit earlier last game against the Cowboys. Same with Edmonds. He's in like a 50-50 timeshare with James Conner. James Conner's getting all the like goal line work. I think Brad's team has been fucking like bleeding points, and Max has been the opposite, although Josh Allen against Houston is pretty tasty. But I could see that going very similarly to 2 weeks ago where they played Miami, where they just get up a huge lead and then they just run. So team Jiggy Jiggy.
Colin, there's an update. Did you just get it on your phone?
I did. Dude, this inning is still going.
Los Doyers.
Who is pitching right now? What has been happening? Oh my God. I fucking said this in the oh my God. Oh my God. I fucking said we're gonna bring in Emilio Pagan and he's gonna give up a 2-run homer and we're gonna lose. If I were to read Emilio Pagan's stats, he's a relief pitcher on the Padres for all of you who are unaware. A third of an innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 3 home runs. Literally gave up 3 home runs. We went from being up 9-5 to now being losing 11-9. Fucking kill me. Okay, next matchup. All right, we're both taking Brad.
I hope that Brad gets the 6-0 curse and Max proves us all wrong and this trend continues. That would be just so cool.
Okay, so next matchup we have is you want to be starting Sutton versus Amarika. Fuck yeah.
Gosh, I love his name. You go first this time.
Okay, so this one, God damn it, I just scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Not thinking too hard on this one. I'm taking Evan. Evan's off of a good week. Subtext in this one, we got Mike Evans versus Chris Godwin, which is cool. But I mean, if you look up and down the roster, Evans got better matchups. A few things that do pop out. I think Joe Mixon against Jacksonville. It's gonna be big. Kareem Hunt. It's had a lot of work, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. But the biggest thing that swayed me towards Evan is that Ezekiel Elliott is playing against the Panthers defense. And although I've been very naysayer against that pickup that Stu made, I saw a stat today that the Panthers defense have allowed less than 23 points total to all running backs.
Wow, that's very fun.
And seeing as Elliott is like the anchor of Adam's success, judging by his win this last week, I think that Evan takes this one.
Yeah, I also chose Evan just because, keeping it simple, I'm betting on the 400 club. I think you pointed it out already. Very fun storyline. Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper versus Zeke, right? If Zeke scores, Dak's not. Amari Cooper is not. Conversely, if that stack hits, that's double brutal for Adam because triple brutal for Adam. It's more than just a stack. It's Zeke not scoring. So that's super fun. I won't go into more detail than that because betting on the 400 club. Next matchup.
Can you mind? Lamb of Rod versus Fields of Wet Dreams. Close in bush currently. The bush of the Fields of Wet Dreams is close to the bush of the lamb. But if my last 3 weeks are any indication, that this will be a loss for old Gall. But going a little bit deeper and not just, being a sorry sack. Hopkins and Julio Jones both questionable. And if they don't play, it gets kind of thin and receiver on my squad. I have Rager, who has scored less than 10 points weekly. Robbie Anderson, who we talked about, is very, I can't trust him. So my roster gets thin quick. And over with Pebbles, Cousins has been good for at least, between 22 and 26 points weekly. Still strutting out Robinson, which has got to be a concern for him, as that guy basically doesn't have a pulse. But, as I look at this more, I think if Dalvin Cook plays, Pebbles wins hands down. If Dalvin Cook doesn't play, then it gets a little bit interesting. But I'm still taking Pebbles.
I also chose Pebbles, but you're going to hate my reason why. So last week, the hardest matchup of the week for me was O'Malley versus Bacon. And this week, I find your matchup with Pebbles the hardest to predict. I sat here for, I kid you not, 12 minutes just trying to pick a team that I thought had the advantage this week. And this was before Dalvin Cook practiced and all these cues came on. And I really just I just gave up, I ended up flipping a coin, landed on Pebbles. And
you flipped a coin.
Back to the coin model.
Oh my God, the coin. Why haven't we been doing that the entire time?
Yeah.
The coin literally went 6-0 1 week last year.
Way better than me. Yeah. So last week, Dalvin Cook being out really helped me, and he's already practicing. So it seems like he's going to be back. Though it's going to be against Cleveland, who is a very good defense, and Kirk Cousins playing the same defense. I think this is a fun matchup. I have no clue. You both could put up 85 points. You both
excuse me, 91 points, sir. Okay.
I've been a few off.
A little bit of intrigue for those who are still intrigued. Hines on my bench last week had a solid 16-point week. Week before that, terrible week. Week before that, solid 11 points. And I say solid because my RB2 has been pretty bad. I read in week 2, Marlon Mack was involved, got some action, cut into Hines time. Marlon Mack now is on the trading block. So he's currently projected to have 0 points and is actually on Pebbles' bench. But the point is, if Mack doesn't play, Hines gets an increased role. And so that's what I'm banking on to exceed his prediction.
That's very fun. The Cordarrelle Patterson eating into Mike Davis. Mike Davis was supposed to be a bell cow. And then out of nowhere, is it his 8th year receiver turned running back is now all of a sudden relevant out of nowhere. Just all fantasy research is bullshit. It makes no sense.
Mike Davis hasn't scored double digits yet.
He hasn't seen the end zone yet, but he's had consistent work. You can't be upset about that.
Oh, I can be upset.
Just wait till he tears his ACL. Then you can be upset.
Yeah, if Mike Davis does, that'd be great. I mean, it would not be great. I'm sorry to say that. But then I could just cut bait and not think about it anymore. Last matchup, Doug Judy IR Bandit versus the Baco Highwood Rush 500 miles. Well, I have picked in this matchup not you for the 3rd week in a row.
You're
I'm taking Bacon in this one. Why am I taking Bacon in this one? So Seattle versus SF is going to be fun, right? That'll be a good one. Matheson, we talked about. Wouldn't be playing, as Dalvin Cook is trending in the right direction for Pebbles and Nachu. I really don't believe in Mitchell because of the Shanahanigans, which has been widely talked about on this podcast. Pittsburgh defense is going to get shat on by Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I think this one was difficult, but I think I like Herbert better against the Raiders than Wilson against SF. And then just going down the line, taking Bacon. Sucks for Bacon that Brown is out, but I still think he's a stronger team.
Yes, I agree. It sucks that Brown is out. It's funny that you think that Bacon has a stronger team, despite me being in 4th place and him being in 10th place. I'm choosing myself. I will admit that I am still in RB trouble, and I didn't realize that I was hoarding all of Pebbles' backups.
That's great.
That's really
love to see that.
Yeah, so I picked up JJ Taylor. I've had Ramondre Stevenson forever. It's a nightmare. I'm holding running backs in 2 of the most like annoying backfields to own in the Niners.
What's interesting is you are so vehemently against our long bench. Yeah, you are filling your bench with all these backups.
Yeah, and I am clearly, I'm still against it. I should not have all of these players sitting on my bench. Like I think Ramondre Stevenson would have gotten fab money spent on him this
For
week.
sure.
And
his little blurb after James White going down is that he should be the biggest beneficiary, but it's Bill Belichick. So who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows? I am choosing myself, and yeah, I think it'd be really cool if Dalvin Cook missed time and Elijah Mitchell came back, because then I would have like the fun picking based on matchups and, you know, like the old manager conundrum, and then I'd choose the wrong one, might, you know, cause me to lose, but, you know, at least it's nice to have options, right? Like I want to feel like my team's good enough to where I have options, and then I can tinker my way to a loss. Gosh, that would be so great. But yeah.
I also think you quoting Bacon's placement versus your placement, you're separated by 1 win.
Oh yeah. Dude,
and also let's look at your points scored. He's got 334. And how many points do you have for yourself? You have 378. So you got like a 40 point, what is it? Yeah, 40 point cushion there. Well, that's a thing. But
meanwhile, points against Bacon 430 versus my 332. So
yes, Bacon hasn't been lucky enough to play me yet.
Yeah. Well, I beat Blood Diamond Bill, so that, you know, if I can beat him,
all of 85 points of him. Hey, the reverse fantasy defense finally happened against Bill.
That's right. I'm the new Blood Diamond, Blood Gold.
Blood Gold Weaver. Speaking of ratings, I thought I would for sure drop out of gold, but somehow I have not. So still hanging on the gold. Dude. Haven't won in quite some time.
You know what's crazy? I got 2 wins in my current league, because a win against Bill should count as 2. And my rating went down by 30 points. That makes no sense. I don't get it.
It would be cool to see their algorithm, because they're definitely pitting your all-time record and rating versus your opponent's all-time record rating throughout all of your hypothetical leagues. So
yeah,
that's your rating.
It's so stupid. I got 2 wins.
That's the podcast, baby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's time. We've been on here way too long. I love you, man. Best of luck to Fields of Wet Dreams. And you, of course. I hope it's a shootout, and I hope that, you know, my pick goes farther than your pick.
Yes, well, lots of Listener tidbits in this one asks your opinions on a lot of things. Brad, also, the dinner invitation is still there. If you want to hit me up, I'll ask you a very specific question about the podcast. You can answer that to get rid of any fuckery of O'Malley or someone saying, oh, Colin said he'll just buy you dinner if you say you listen to the podcast. In any case, we'll see you all very soon.
Yeah, have fun. All right. See you guys. Good luck.
Bye.
Cooper Cup's got a tug that'll make your toes curl. Team Jiggy Jiggy, getting jiggy with it, field of wet dreams, getting inundated. If you 0-3, you wish you had Derrick Henry.